At around 6 a.m. this morning, units of the Azerbaijani army opened fire in the direction of Armenian positions near the village of Sotk in Armenia's east. Armenia's Defense Ministry moreover reported that Azerbaijani forces had used heavy caliber weapons such as mortars and even artillery. By 9:20 a.m. the Armenian side reported that 3 servicemen had been wounded. This figure was later revised up to 4 as of 5 p.m. Yerevan time. The ministry statement added that none of the lives of the wounded servicemen are in danger. According to the ministry, no territorial changes have taken place. Until 1 p.m. Azerbaijani units continue to violate the ceasefire. After 1 p.m., the Armenian Defense Ministry reported that the situation on the borderline is now relatively stable. The Armenian side moreover reported that an ambulance that was transporting wounded soldiers from the borderline to medical facilities was also fired towards by Azerbaijani forces. The Sotk clashes come after multi-day talks were held between the Armenian and Azerbaijani foreign ministers in Washington, D.C. last week. During a cabinet meeting today in Yerevan, Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan stated that Azerbaijan's actions are an attempt to nullify progress during negotiations held in Washington last week. Pashinyan added that the Sotk clash was also aimed to disrupt talks on Sunday in Brussels between himself, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev, and European Council President Charles Michel, as well as talks set for June 1st in Moldova with Aliyev and with the attendance of French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken held a telephone conversation today with President of the European Council Charles Michel, the State Department reported. The American side mentioned that the possibilities of supporting stable and lasting peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan were also discussed during the telephone conversation. In other news, the European Court of Human Rights has rejected a request to apply an interim measure for the protection of the rights of 2 Azerbaijani servicemen who crossed the border into Armenia. The interim measure was regarding the treatment of the Azerbaijani servicemen and the obligation to not torture said servicemen. In April, 2 Azerbaijani servicemen were found and arrested in Armenia after crossing the border from the Azerbaijani exclave of Nakhichevan. One of the Azerbaijani servicemen was found with a mobile phone belonging to a 57-year-old employee of the Zangezur copper mine, who was found shot dead the day prior to the serviceman's arrest. This was according to the Armenian Investigative Committee. The Azerbaijani soldier also appears to have recorded a video on the phone in which he said, "We have shed Armenian blood and beheaded Armenians." During a Q&A session at the Armenian parliament, however, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan claimed that the 2 servicemen in Armenia fled their positions due to hazing by fellow Azerbaijani soldiers.